When I first started running Facebook ads for other people, I ran successful Facebook ad campaigns for clients with very tiny budgets. I mean, quite literally, some of them would spend less than $100 a month. That's like $3 a day. And the good news is you can still do that very successfully. And in this video today, I'm going to show you exactly how to crush your Facebook ads with a small or tiny budget and to scale your business to see the success that you deserve. I'm today gonna say that a small Facebook ad budget is less than $3,000 a month. That means you have less than $100 a day. And a tiny Facebook ad budget is one that's less than $100 a month, or like $3 a day. And in fact, I recommend most brands start here, figure out what works with a bankroll that won't completely destroy the business. And then ultimately you can understand how your business makes money and you can focus on scaling that thing to ultimately get to hundreds or thousands or more a day. I've done it over and over again. And in this video, we're gonna break down every single step of the process, why it works, how it works. I'm gonna share my screen to show you every single thing that you need to know. And most importantly, there's gonna be some nuances to this that are completely different than what I would tell you if you are already spending $5,000 or $10,000 a day. And this is really going to be around a different way of addressing your audience and scaling your ads. And we're gonna start by focusing on why your Facebook ads currently aren't working, and then I'm gonna show you exactly what you need to do. So some of you are beginners and others have a more intermediate level of expertise on what to do if somebody gives you $1 million a year, but you don't know how to get from 0 to 1 million. This video is perfect for you because it lays out step by step what I've done for years to make it happen over and over again. And at the very end of this video, I'm literally going to share my screen and walk through my own ad account where I'm doing this right now this year with Disruptor Academy and how I'm going to get it to $1 million. Now, in the video down below, you're gonna see in the description chapters. I've timestamped every single thing that you need to know so you can watch through the whole video. Bookmark the things that you like and come back to it later because there's a lot of detailed steps. And a lot of things you're gonna be like, wait, how does that work? You can come back to it, please do. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section down below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. That being said, one other thing, please stick around to the end, because we are gonna do another massive giveaway that you won't wanna miss. So now, let's go over everything we're gonna cover and get started. Let's start with the problem, why scaling fails. You can't spend enough to leave the learning phase. The ad that works immediately stops working after a few days, and every time you try to scale, performance drops. You've tried all the hacks, discounts, UGC content, and different creative strategies, but nothing works, launching potentially dozens or even hundreds of ads a week. You have a lack of data and results, and you're playing the game the most expensive way. Now, fun fact here is that most brands that play the game this way are going to fail. Over the last 10 years of running ads, over 80% of the brands that do it this way do not succeed. And it's because they've been taught to value the wrong things and they're looking at things in the wrong way. And because they're using strategies designed for email and search and for programmatic and display advertising in a Facebook world. And the honest truth is that just doesn't work. This is a different machine. And so with that being said, let's begin to get to what the real issue is. You're valuing the wrong goals. You've been taught to focus on instant wins, and you can't commit to what works because what works doesn't last. You've been copying what already successful brands do, but what works for them now won't get you to their level. Scaling isn't about finding one magic ad. It's about building an audience that trusts you and creating an offer they can consistently buy from you. Remember that cash flow is far more important than profit margin. And while it's really fun to see a whole bunch of people throw in giant return on ad spend numbers, what matters more is that the bank account has more money in it next week than it did this week, and next month than it did last month. If you're moving in the right direction, you're getting more customers and they're buying from you over and over again, it's very hard to not win the game. And it all starts with completely reframing the way that you think about business. Now, I get it. I went to business school. I actually have 3 college degrees. If you know anything about my history, getting a lot of student loans was fun. And I was able to pay off all that debt doing the kind of things that I'm talking to you about today. But here's what I learned with my associates, my bachelor's, and my master's degree. Business is all about building a product, finding an audience, and then selling them that product with good marketing at a reasonable price and giving them good customer service. The problem is that's just not the way the world works these days. And in fact, if you look at the best thinkers and the most successful businesses, that's the exact opposite of what they are all doing. So let me tell you what you actually need to do first. Let's fix your problem. The fix is you need to shift your strategy from ads to audience. You need to stop chasing perfect ads that burn out fast and start investing in audience building first. Scaling isn't about finding tricks to get people to buy. It's about creating an audience that wants to buy from you over and over again. And this very much follows Simon Sinek's principle of the golden circle. And we're going to give some case studies here in 3 businesses that have done it very well. E-commerce brands, big cultural movements, and even local businesses like my wife's Pilates studio, which crushed when everybody else went out of business. And we are going to reference a few big things here. So there are some big thinkers that I want to credit before we go too much further. Number 1, Simon Sinek and the concept of the golden circle. Number 2, Gary Vaynerchuk and the concept of a local celebrity. And number 3, Alex Hormozi and the concept of a $100 million offer. Now, you don't need to be worried about making a 9-figure business for this to work. I've seen this work for solar lead gen folks and people trying to run a print-on-demand business. I've done this myself, and we'll actually get to later on a real case study of me just showing you my business that I've been building, doing this exact thing over on School with Disruptor Academy. This will work no matter what your niche, no matter what your business model, as long as you get the few fundamentals down. So with that being said, let me give you 3 brand case studies of startups that scaled and what you can do to copy them to see success right away. The first is DadGang. Now, they nailed a couple of things really well. They have a very clear identity and mission. They have viral community engagement. They have merch that reinforces the identity. In fact, I'm wearing one of their hats right now. They have an audience-driven scaling strategy that leverages authenticity and relatability with very strong social proof and emotional storytelling. What DadGang has done very well is they have effectively merchandised the emotion and joy of being a father. And I absolutely connect with that. I was wearing this hat when my wife was in labor. Like, this is personal to me. It matters. And they were able to create a community around that viral idea because they were very authentic to it. They made one product and they've since expanded after getting over 250,000 followers on Instagram. But one of the things they do very well also is they champion their consumer. If you go to their Instagram account, you will see as much content made by their customers as content made by them. They don't need to pay UGC creators. People make their baby announcement wearing DadGang merch and tag the account. All they do is say, hey, can we be collaborators? And it shows up on their feed. Like, look at their feed right now. It is full of user-submitted content, not user-generated. User-submitted. People want to be featured by the brand. That means they've created an identity and they can sell access to the club. And there's some people with a lot of hats. I happen to have 3 of these hats. This one that is black and gold that reminds me of my Steelers, and another one that says Girl Dad, which is just everything to me. If you ever see me in Manhattan, that's the hat that I wear all the time. LA, it's this one. Anyway, that being said, let me show you the next one. This is a brand called Dog Sauce, and they turn memes into money. My buddy that runs this company, he very clearly identified his audience with a strong content strategy of engaging content that dog owners wanted to see because he knew he was going to sell a product to dog owners. It's a gravy that you put on dry kibble that makes your dog more interested in eating and is actually very healthy for them. So there's a great market alignment with the content, and he had a built-in demand before launch, and he was able to turn his followers into customers. And they are very brand loyal because they're already emotionally attached to the content and community. And one thing I want to talk about here that was massive is within months of their product debuting, they got nationwide distribution in Walmart. because they nailed the audience first. That is tremendously important. Now, these are e-com examples with people that had different cheat codes for their content. But let me show you what a local business looks like. This is Pilates Punx, a thriving local business. Now, what Allie did is she had virtual engagement during lockdown. In fact, during the first 90 days of the lockdown here in LA, she did it live on Instagram every morning at 9 o'clock for a 30-minute workout. And I was her body in that. And it was basically a free class. Sorry you can't come in. We're going to do it for free. And the relationships she built off of that have paid dividends for years. While originally only having a studio with live classes, during the shutdown, she made a virtual program. And when the shutdown ended, she made a certification program. And she was able to open a second location when many other studios closed. She was able to scale this business without any traditional advertising and turned her followers into paying customers. And if you look at this page, it's not viral content. It's not amazing. There's nothing that you can't do. She just speaks to her customer. And then when a customer says, yes, I'm interested in Pilates. Oh, wow, you're close by me. I'll come and check it out. When she announces she's having classes, those things have a wait list on them. She can quite literally just say, I need to go print money. I'm going to put something on the calendar. Boom, full class with the wait list, because she's made herself the local celebrity around the business. And because the followers of her social media want to deal with her, but many of them are willing to just go to her business because of the connection she's made. And ultimately, the service that the studio is providing is a value add to that relationship. What these three brands have in common is they have been able to drive sales without forcing conversions. They're not spending a lot of money on 100 different ads trying to hit people in all parts of the funnel to get them to buy now, and focus on first order profitability. Instead, they're focused on having a real business with strong fundamentals built around an audience that trusts and engages with them. And then what they've done is offered a product or a service to that audience that they want to buy from the brand. And that is the biggest trick that we're going to show you today. This is the three-stage process to driving sales without forcing conversion. Stage one, build an audience. This is the awareness and engagement stage. Stage number two, we need to build trust. This is the nurturing and education stage. And stage three, we need to make the offer. This is the sales and retargeting stage. By shifting focus from forcing conversions to building the right audience first, we make every ad dollar more effective and scalable over time. Is that we're going to use the ad dollars to promote something that already works. So let me show you how to make that happen. First, this is the engagement strategy. We're going to promote organic posts. We're going to run funnel developing targeting. We're going to cost average down our cost per follow. And we're going to integrate our engagement and content with a conversion funnel. And the way we're going to do this is really two parts. We need the engagement strategy, right? Building an audience, building trust, building demand. And then the sales strategy, giving them an offer and retargeting those people that have already shown interest in step one. So with that being said, let's get started with the engagement strategy. Then I'll show you the conversion strategy. And then I'll show you every single step of the way with screenshots the entire way through, plus showing you how to hit every button and every option so that you can copy and paste your way to success. And our conversion strategy breaks down into 4 parts as well. We're going to leverage trust and relationships to drive results. We're going to unify our audience to simplify our marketing. We're going to scale with low-hanging fruit first and solve the problems we have instead of creating ones we don't. So let's get started with stage one. And this is where we're diving into your ad account. So you can always, again, bookmark these sections, come back to them. Please do that. Ask questions in the comments down below if you have any struggles. And if you're winning in any of the spots too, please share that as well. We have a beautiful community here and you'll get way more than you give. So give as much as you can and you will not be able to handle everything you get back. Okay, at least that's my experience. Let's get started. Stage one, build an audience. This is the stage where we build awareness and engagement. So we're going to do that with engagement campaigns. Now let me start by defining what is an engagement campaign. These are campaigns designed to build relationships with potential customers. We're going to increase engagement, strengthen brand perception, and enhance overall ad efficiency. And unlike conversion campaigns, engagement campaigns focus on interaction. One of the other things I love about engagement campaigns, by the way, is the CPMs are really low. And you can make sales from these also. So along the way, you can make money just by prepping the business to make money. It gets really fun and exciting and very rewarding when it starts to just all start clicking. All right, let's keep going. Focusing on the impact of these engagements on sales campaigns, because we're gonna have to start eventually selling something, right? The first benefit is a much better audience quality because the system has more signals to optimize delivery. One of the things I like to tell people all the time is if you post something on TikTok, for instance, you might have 2,000 followers or 200 followers or 1,000,000 followers. But if you send out any TikTok, it might only get 300 views unless anybody actually likes it. There's a test audience. All delivery starts with a, do people like this? Now, what really matters is who are those people within that test audience? If we can give the machine a better idea of who those people are and give the machine a much larger amount of those individuals, what you'll get from your organic efforts massively supports and makes the job a lot easier for your paid ones. Just think about it this way. Dog Sauce has 150,000 followers. DadGang has 250,000 followers. If they were to spend $10 a day on ads, do you think anyone that's not following them is going to see those ads? No. Why? That's the low-hanging fruit. Just make easy money there. Another impact is that you're going to see lower cost per conversion because warmer traffic requires less ad spend to convert. And lastly, you're going to get higher organic reach because improved engagement triggers algorithmic boosts in the system. Basically, you could try all day to make viral content. Or we can run a few dollars to teach the machine who wants to see our stuff. And instead of reaching 1,000,000 people who like our video but never want to buy from us, we can reach 1,000 people who are ready to buy today. And to be fair, I'll reach 1,000 people if 100 of them want to buy instead of 5 million people where no one wants to buy. One of those is money in the bank. The other one, well, makes us feel good, but doesn't actually make anything different in our lives. So step number 1 is building your seed audience. To start, go to Business Manager, click on the Audience button, then click on the Create Audience button, then click Custom Audience. From here, you want to click on your custom audience source, and you can select your Instagram account or Facebook page or website. Now on screen, what I'm building here is an Instagram custom audience to target everyone who engaged with the Disruptor School Instagram account in the last 30 days. And that audience name, DSIGENG30, Disruptor School Instagram Engage 30. So let's get to a few best practices and then get to step number 2. I always start with a 30-day audience. If this works, you can scale spend for a long time. If it doesn't work, go to a 7-day audience. If that doesn't work, the ads aren't the problem. And if it does work, we can add budget with automated rules. To expand scaling, also we can add a 90 or 180 day or even a 365 day audience. Here are the 3 audiences that you can choose for your seed in order of quality. First is your followers. And generally speaking, people who are following you have probably been to your website and absolutely have engaged with you. This is the highest quality, but lowest quantity. These are the folks who are furthest down in the trust and engagement funnel. The second quality audience is website visitors. These folks have been to your website, but they might not be following you. And odds are if they've engaged with their Instagram account, they've probably been to your website. So this is one tier below followers and engagers, which brings us to the engagers, which is the lowest quality audience, but the highest quantity audience. And this is how we can begin to look at our seed audiences when it comes to quality. And to start with, I would do a 30-day engager audience. That is a good mid-level time frame and gives the machine as much data as possible. That's a great place to start. Step number 2 is creating lookalikes from our seed audiences. To do this, go to the Business Manager, click on the Audience button, click on the Create Audience button, click on the Lookalike Audience, select your lookalike source, which is your seed audience from step 1. Then select your audience location, and then select the number of audiences and the size of the audience you want to make. Now, a disruptor school best practice here is always start with a 1% audience. If this works, you can scale spend for a long time. If it doesn't work, you can go to a different seed with more data. And if that doesn't work, the ads aren't the problem. And if it does work, we can add expanded audience to scale. We can always add a 2% audience, or we can use a different seed audience, or we can move into new countries. We can also find wins by combining countries. And this is something that I'm doing inside of my ad account for Disruptor Academy. And I'm going to show you that here a little bit later. But I'm targeting Canada, United States, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, and the UK, because English-speaking countries with a good exchange rate are my core audience when getting people to join Disruptor Academy, because my content is in English and because I'm running things for $97 a month. And that's a great fit with enough people who are eager, that can also afford it, that will like my content with the lowest barrier to entry and stick around for the longest, because they're going to get the most value out of what I'm doing. Also, a quick note, when making multiple audience sizes, like selecting a 2% and a 5%, the bigger ones are designed to exclude the smaller ones. So what this means is if you make a 1%, a 2%, and a 5%, that 5% audience is not going to have the people in it that are in your 1% or your 2. So they're meant to be incremental to each other, not compounding. And that becomes really important, because you're like, well, my 1% worked, but my 2 doesn't. I just want you to know that, because sometimes you might try to make some moves and it doesn't make sense. And to be completely fair, I don't really think you need to go past 1% anyway. That's going to be more than enough people. So step 3 is creating your stage 1 campaign. For this, you want to go to the Business Manager, click on the Create button, select the engagement objective, choose manual engagement, select ad setup, and then select the conversion location as on the ad, select the engagement type as a post engagement, and then choose the original audience function, and then select the audience that you ultimately want to run with. In this case, it's a 1% lookalike of the people in the United States that have engaged with the Disruptor School Instagram account in the last 30 days. Step number 4 is making the ads. To do this, go to your Business Manager, click on the Create button, select the Facebook page and Instagram account that you want to run the ads from, select Use Existing Post, and then select the post from either Facebook or Instagram. Then scroll down, and in the Call to Action menu, select No Button. We want somebody that clicks on this to just go to our account or engage with the content. Another Disruptor School best practice here is to use the Instagram post instead of the Facebook post whenever possible when choosing content to promote. Instagram posts will get more engagement on Instagram than a Facebook post repurposed for Instagram. And use the caption of the Instagram post as your ad name to make it easy to find later. Again, the no button option for call to action is the ideal one for this effort. You can have somebody go to a website here or send you a message or something. We don't want that. We want to do one thing very well. The purpose of this ad, more than anything, is to build the audience, is to build trust, is to earn engagements. And remember, if you make concessions and compromises by asking this ad to send an Instagram message or other things, you're asking it to focus on doing a few things moderately well instead of doing one thing exceptionally well. And the business goal here, more than anything, is building trust and engagement to develop an audience that we can sell to later. Let's not jump the gun or get sidetracked. Also, quick note, some posts will be ineligible, especially if they have copyrighted music, third-party filters, or any extras attached like a poll, or if they're carousels. Now, when you're running all of these things, you're ultimately gonna need to make sure that specific posts don't run away with all the budget, because this is also a little bit of creative testing, which brings us to step 5, limits and automated rules. And I'm going to show you how to build an automated rule to make sure that the creative testing is even so we can see what post is doing best for our efforts. It's actually pretty simple. To do this, I want you to go to Ads Manager, then click on the More button, select Custom Rule, and to set up our rule, you need to add a name and then apply the rule to the ad level to all active ads. Have your action turn off the ad, and then set your conditions. After that, you're gonna set your time range and your schedule. And I always basically say max time and run continuously. Now, a couple of Disruptor School best practices that are gonna save you a ton of heartache. First, apply this rule to all campaigns, to all active ads. And what we're gonna do is put a little nomenclature in the name of the campaign so that the rule knows that any ad where the campaign name contains a certain keyword is eligible for this rule. One of the annoying things with automated rules is that you can't really change some eligibility features. And we want to make one rule that applies to everything so we don't have to make the rule over and over again. Now, if you scroll back and take a look real quick, you're going to notice the campaign name needs to contain the words brand development. If it doesn't, this rule won't apply. And this is a very great way to run your automated rules because you now can use nomenclature to decide eligibility. We can change the name of the campaign or ad set or ad. And I often suggest to people, set your impression level to at least 2,000 impressions. More impressions takes longer to complete and is more expensive, but you'll get better data. And I often use 5,000 or 10,000 impressions inside of my ad accounts. And what that means is every single post that we're promoting will get the same number of impressions, more or less, meaning that we can evaluate each one in our creative testing process, which is basically what we're doing here, against the same yardstick. And that has become very important when we get to stage 2. And stage 2 is all about building trust. And we do this through nurturing and education. So before we get any further, I want to talk about how to build enhanced brand trust through continuous engagement. The first step of this is to focus on consistent messaging. Frequent interactions reinforce brand relatability and dependability. We also want to have community engagement. Creating a dialogue strengthens customer connections and trust. And not just with the brand, but also with other customers. When you can build a community, even in your comment section, that's huge. Also, we want to focus a bit on educational content. Sharing expertise enhances your credibility and authority. Oftentimes we talk about prospecting ads need to educate and train and tell people about problems and solutions and all of this other stuff, but your organic content can do that. And if your organic content solves problems and earns their trust, then making a sale to somebody is a lot easier and way cheaper and a lot more profitable. And we can amplify this trust via omnipresence. When we have visibility across platforms, a constant presence will solidify our brand perception and affinity. When we have responsive interactions, prompt replies demonstrates a commitment to customer service. And also with consistent updates. Regular updates show transparency and reinforce brand trust. Now, this can sound like a lot of heavy lifting and a lot of work, but I'm actually going to show you how to automate the entire thing in a way that is completely legitimate. And one of the biggest pushbacks I see people really have trouble with when it comes to AI and automation is that it doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel real. That's not what I would do. But we can actually overcome all of that. And I'm going to show you how to do it every step of the way with a ton of examples. So first, select the ad you want to evaluate and then click the preview button up next to the beaker. When that loads in the upper right hand corner, I want you to click on the share arrow and then select Facebook post with comments. Then click on Insights and scroll to the bottom to see the number of follows that post has driven to your account. Now, a quick couple Disruptor School best practices here. First, make sure you can organically log into the Instagram account you are running your ads from. Otherwise, you won't be able to see that insights section. Do not evaluate posts until they've been turned off by the automated rules. 80% of the followers from this style ad occur within the first 10% of impressions and the last 10% of impressions. Remember what we talked about with your posts going viral on TikTok? There's a seed audience. That first 10% is the organic seed audience. And that last 10% is all of the learning the ad has done actually coming to fruition. This is very, very important information. The insights section is very interesting with a lot of useful data, but for this campaign, follows is the only thing that matters. Now, I want to let you know, you will see super popular content get you 0 followers. I once actually had an Instagram reel on my personal account get nearly 500,000 views. It was my wife and I on vacation in the Alps. And I've also had posts get like 3,000 views and 200 follows. Views aren't value. Followers are potential customers. What we're trying to do is scale our business. So step number 2 is scaling and optimization. I want you to duplicate posts that get followers into a new campaign or an existing campaign if you've already done this step once before. Remember, you can bookmark this video and there are timestamps down below to make sure that you find exactly the part you're looking for. Come back to this step over and over again to make sure you get it right. And if you have any questions, ask them in the comment section down below and I'll get you an answer right away. This new campaign will have all the same settings, except it will not have the automated rule to turn the ad off. Now, I want you to repeat step 1 once a week and calculate the cost per follow by dividing the number of follows from the total amount spent. And ultimately, we're going to cost average down our average cost per follow by turning ads off that have an above average cost per follow. Now, Disruptor School best practice here is to create a spreadsheet to track your cost per follow. And what I want you to do is basically say post name and a link to it, number of follows that post got, how much did you spend, and what is the average cost per follow for that post. Do that for all of your posts. Also remember that new posts will appear to be far more effective because they're carrying over organic follows and any followers you got during the first campaign. I want you to track the amount of money spent and the amount of follows for every post. Your average cost per follow will be the total amount spent from all posts divided by the total follows from all posts. That is incredibly important. Full transparency, I want you to know that this is a basic version of this strategy and very, very effective. But there is a more advanced version of this strategy that is a couple levels more complicated. And I'm not here to gatekeep, but I want to keep this video under like 2 hours. And to be fair, most of you will never need to get more complicated than this. But if you're interested in it, there is a masterclass on disruptorschool.com from a Disruptor School Inner Circle and Facebook Ads MBA program student named Donnie Kimball. And you can go and buy that masterclass right now. You also get it for free when you join the Inner Circle or the Facebook Ads MBA program. I just want to let you know that it exists there. And I'm sharing most of this stuff, but it's because the most advanced one is probably something you don't need, but if you want it, you can go and get it. So now let's talk about creative strategy and the tools to use, starting with the best kinds of content. And I want you to know that this isn't about your conversion ads. This is about your organic content, because you're going to start thinking of your Instagram account as an extension of your website and free ads. And you're going to reposition the way that you think about making that content, because you're not trying to hack the machine to get views. You want only the best people to see your content and future customers to want to engage with that content and follow you and go to your website and eventually buy. Again, remember, views aren't value. Followers are potential customers. If you get 5 million views from people who will never buy from you, that isn't worth anything. But if you get 100 views and 50 of those people are ready to buy anything you have to sell, that is money in the bank. The first principle here is enhanced engagement. Use Instagram Reels because they offer a format that is naturally engaging due to its short and dynamic content. Utilizing Reels can increase interaction with your audience, keeping them interested and engaged with your brand. The second principle is showcase your brand personality. Highlight your brand's personality. This makes your content memorable and helps in building a stronger connection with your audience. Now, this doesn't mean that you need high production content or to make highly branded decisions with every piece of it. If you look at DadGang, for instance, half of their content is their customers just posting because it's about capturing that virality and community. If you look at Dog Sauce, Dakota was just repurposing existing memes, but they were all on brand. And if you take a look at Pilates Punx, there's a brand color and a font. And after that, basically every piece of content is completely different from another one, and they all work. I also love Instagram Reels because it supports multiple content types, from behind the scenes footage and product demos to tips and storytelling. We can utilize various types of content, making it easier to stay on brand and diversify your content strategy without needing to adapt to trends or chase virality. And our last principle is incremental growth over virality. Focusing on consistent, quality content that reflects your brand's values and message builds a more sustainable growth trajectory. Virality is unnecessary when paying for attention. Remember, quality over quantity. I'm going to say this one more time. Views aren't value. If 5 million people watch your content, but nobody wants to buy, it doesn't do anything for you. Say you're a local business like Pilates Punx. If she got 5 million views in the UK and Australia, none of them are going to come and take a class in Studio City or Echo Park in Los Angeles. Understand the goal is to build the business, and your content is a vehicle to achieve that goal. Next, let's focus on the cheat code of ManyChat. The first principle here is direct engagement with CTAs. ManyChat facilitates embedding call to actions directly into your social media content, and that significantly boosts user engagement by encouraging comments. You can also gather rich user data. Utilize ManyChat's sophisticated conversation flows to collect detailed data during user interactions. This process helps in capturing valuable insights about user preferences, interests, and behavior. And I'm going to show you some of the ManyChat flows that I use. So again, you can copy and paste your way to success. You can quite literally just hit pause, print the screen, slap it on the wall, recreate it, and run it to the moon. Absolutely no gatekeeping. This is easy mode. Okay, let's keep going. Another valuable principle of the cheat code of ManyChat is the instant lead qualification. Automated segmentation based on how users respond to your posts and engage with your content. This helps in delivering more customized responses and streamlining the lead nurturing process. And also, let's not forget about the last and potentially most valuable principle on the cheat code of ManyChat is that you can use it for driving conversions. Personalized messages that are adjusted based on each user's previous interactions and shown interests significantly enhances the likelihood of converting interactions into tangible business outcomes. You can sell in the DMs automatically. I do it every single day. And a little bit later, I'm going to show you the exact script that I use, and we're actually going to demo our entire way through it. This is everything you need to succeed. Now let's focus on all the best everywhere with repurpose.io. First principle here is the unified brand voice. Consistent distribution of your top performing content across various platforms such as YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Reddit, and Pinterest helps solidify your brand voice and messaging, making it recognizable to your audience no matter where they engage with your content. A quick hack here that I'm using with several brands right now that is crushing. You could push stuff out through trial reels and then promote those with ad dollars and see what works very well, and then make that available on Instagram and everywhere else. You don't have to do this with every piece of content that everybody can see. I have a business right now that's pushing out 10 trial reels a day. And they're using AI to make most of them. But the point is they're getting 5 or 10 wins a week. And they can push that out everywhere. And now every channel looks better. And it's basically free. The second principle of this is quality control. Spreading only the best, most engaging content ensures that all materials shared across channels maintain a high standard. This selectivity reinforces the quality of your brand's messaging and avoids content value dilution. The third principle of all the best everywhere with Repurpose.io is an enhanced cross-platform presence. What I love about Repurpose.io is the fact that you can automate the distribution of content. You can say, share this post everywhere, and it'll do it for you. Full disclosure, my workflow is I post everything as a YouTube short. The YouTube shorts that do well get put on a separate playlist, and every post that goes on that playlist gets distributed to every social media platform I have. I'm kind of doing this exact process, but I have enough followers, 40,000 subscribers on my primary channel, that the organic distribution amongst that crew, because I did this for years beforehand, is enough to get a ton of good data. And now every piece of content I put out everywhere is the best content. And that has done absolute wonders for the rest of my business. Now, I teased earlier about some ManyChat flows. I'm going to show those to you in just a minute, but I want to take a quick stop for some more Disruptor School best practices. First, exclusively use Instagram Reels. These tend to have lower CPMs and a lower frequency, and that equals more people for cheaper. Images tend to require more brand or problem awareness. And the purpose of these ads is to fill the funnel, not make the sale. Second, put a comment below CTA in every video and all copy for all posts. Every post is an opportunity to start a conversation. Every conversation is an opportunity to build a relationship. Every relationship is an opportunity to build trust. And trust is essential when it comes to making sales. All right, let me show you some of those ManyChat flows, because these things print money on autopilot. The first one is comment for a link. Now, this is directly from my ManyChat, and I use this to get more views on YouTube. When any user comments a specific keyword on posts, it will immediately send them a link. It will also tag them if they click on that link. And that user is added to a list of other clickers of links. And now they can be segmented for other marketing efforts within ManyChat. This is a ManyChat flow to grow followers for value. When a user comments on a post with a keyword, this flow will check to see if they're already a follower. And if they are, it'll send them a link to the website. And if not, it tells them they need to follow and then asks them to confirm. And then it checks and repeats the process until someone does follow for the link. This can be incredibly valuable if you want to promote a lead magnet with people who are also more likely to see the rest of your organic content. Why not have this in every post? Now, you might say, I'm not going to do that because it's going to hurt my views, but we're paying for views. We don't care about that anymore. Now that we've decided to pay to play, we can break all the rules when it comes to going viral, because we're not concerned about viral. We want value. We don't want to be popular. We want to make money. And those are two very different things. Now, I also told you I'm going to show you an actual conversation-based flow that will do all of the selling for you. And this is what it looks like. Okay. A ManyChat automated conversation isn't just a chatbot. It's a 24/7 lead qualifier, traffic driver, and sales accelerator. Here's why it works. Instant lead qualification. By asking targeted questions, ManyChat can filter out unqualified leads and only pushes high-intent prospects to a sales team or offers. You can have a personalized user experience. The chatbot adapts based on responses, guiding users through a tailored journey that increases engagement and trust. And this is traffic and sales on autopilot. Instead of waiting for manual responses, ManyChat instantly directs interested users to the right product, booking page, or sales funnel. And you have much higher conversion rates. Engaged leads who go through an interactive conversational experience are more likely to buy, book a call, or take an action. With ManyChat, you're not just automating conversations. You're creating a seamless customer journey that qualifies, nurtures, and converts leads efficiently. Another thing that I want you to focus on before we get any further is please leverage Instagram broadcasts. This is direct and personalized communication. This personalized touch can make your followers feel valued and more connected to your brand, fostering loyalty and encouraging conversions. You get enhanced audience engagement as well. Broadcasting enables real-time interactions with viewers, which can increase engagement rates. Interactive features keep your audience involved, boosting the overall engagement on your channel. And you get increased visibility for promotions. You can announce new products, special offers, or exclusive discounts. This is an extension of more traditional CRM efforts like SMS and email. This is a very cost-effective marketing tool. Again, it's basically just another email or SMS, but now it's happening in the DMs of Instagram, and people can opt in and opt out. Like, I use this on every channel with every one of my brands. It's free money. This tool will reach a large audience without the need for a significant advertising budget. Remember, people can opt in to joining your broadcast channel, and you can reach out to them with questions or polls or content. You can also let them know, hey, we have a new offer. The amount of revenue that you can drive just by sending DMs to your Instagram followers who are already opted in to seeing that type of messaging before ever sending an email, setting up an SMS, or building any sort of ad. That amount of revenue can fundamentally change the way you operate your business. That money is the money we can use in our ads. And I want you to remember that not everybody opens email. I never open emails. Now, my wife always sends emails. This would never work for her, but you have to meet your customers where they are, not just in the way that makes sense for you. Now, I ignore every SMS that comes my way, and I rarely ever look at my email. I have an assistant who throws almost all of it in the trash can before I ever see it. But if I get a DM on Instagram, I can't leave that unread. Everybody's different. Make sure you're talking to all of them. And this is free. And that brings us to stage 3, make the offer. This is scaling your ads and your bank account. Now, before we get any further, I want to break down what makes a good offer, because this is the secret to scalable growth. A good offer isn't just something you can sell. It's something your audience already wants and wants to buy from you. But what separates a high revenue business with no profit from growth brands that regularly 2 or 3x every year is this. The offer creates repeat buyers. A great offer doesn't just make a sale, it sets the stage for the next purchase. It builds long-term relationships. When customers buy once and naturally want to buy again, your business compounds its growth without constantly chasing new customers. It increases LTV, not just revenue. Many businesses scale revenue but fail to scale profit because they rely on expensive one-time sales. Growth brands win by making each customer more valuable over time. And it fuels sustainable scaling. If every sale builds momentum for the next, you don't just grow, you multiply. That's the difference between a brand that struggles to stay afloat and one that doubles or triples every year. Now, if you don't want to just grow, but you want to multiply, if you don't want a really high revenue number, but no money in the bank, if you want to actually scale what you have, it's all about reinvesting your profits and amplifying your business model. You need a self-sustaining cycle. Reinvest a portion of organic earnings back into advertising to promote the very methods that generated these profits, creating a self-sustaining cycle of investment and return. This is also great for risk mitigation. By using only the profits for reinvestment, you minimize financial risk, ensuring that the business doesn't spend more than it earns. And this is profit-driven growth. Focusing on amplifying proven revenue-generating strategies ensures that every dollar spent is likely to increase future earnings. This allows for continuous scalability. Even minimal profit margins can support growth, as long as reinvestment increases overall profit in absolute terms. What I want you to think about here is you don't need a 3x ROAS to grow your business. You need 1.0000001. If you can make $1 profit on every $100 you spend, then that means every $1,000 you spend, you generated $10 profit. And you'll never run out of money. You just get more profit. And eventually that profit number is equal to the same price as an additional sale. So now you're not just generating profits, you're amplifying sales volume. And then things start to get really crazy. That's what it's all about. And what I love about this is the long-term sustainability. Investing profits back into the business is the growth strategy that is directly tied to the company's actual performance and success. If you need to go viral to stay in business, then you're probably going to go out of business. Not everybody can be our friends at Mini Katana and just go viral with every single post. Not everybody is Skims, right? Like, you can't rely on that. Now, that might be your strength, and if so, then you don't need this. You already have $1 million business. But if you don't really like social media, if your posts don't go viral, but you have a business that generates a little bit of profit, doing this can 10x that business. That's what this is all about. Now, I want to focus on understanding broad retargeting. Now, I hear you. Wait a minute. You're like, Charlie, you said don't do retargeting. If you've ever watched any of my videos, you're like, it's all broad. It's all broad. There is a very big difference between broad retargeting and funnel pixel event-based retargeting. Now, it's also all about trust. So let me earn your trust by explaining the difference so that you know this is the secret weapon that you can rely on to scale your business. You only need to convert the warmest people to win. If success means getting 5, 10, or even 25 sales a day, you don't need to waste energy trying to go higher in the funnel. Instead, focusing on the people who have already shown interest is going to be way more profitable. Those who have visited your site or engaged with your Instagram and Facebook content. This is the lowest friction audience to convert because they're already aware of you, and many have already considered a purchase. Broad retargeting is the most efficient use of budget. Instead of spending money trying to reach and convince completely cold audiences who have never heard of you, broad retargeting ensures that every dollar is spent on people who are already in your ecosystem. These people cost less to convert than cold audiences, which means your CPA, or cost per acquisition, remains low and profitable. Also, your retargeting pool grows every day without you doing more work. The magic of broad retargeting is that it scales naturally. If you're running ads on organic content that build trust and awareness, your audience of engaged users only gets bigger every day. And this is true even without raising your budget, because also the machine is going to understand who better to show your content to. And because you're growing followers, you're getting more organic at what we call earned reach. Your organic posts are just reaching new people anyway. Doing nothing more will just bring you more people all the time as long as you maintain the quality and focus on cost averaging your cost per follow down. If you get more followers, you're going to get more earned reach. And by just leveraging the brilliant basics that we've already touched on, this is what you are going to see. More website visitors and social engagement, which equals more potential buyers. More time has been spent on building trust because you're not trying to get the sale with the first touch point of somebody seeing your business. It's not handshake buy from me. It's here's all my content. Oh, you liked it. You've engaged with me. You followed me. You've been on my website. By the way, did you know I have this thing that you might be interested in? That's a much easier sales pitch, right? It's inbound sales versus outbound. You can do this. And broad retargeting audiences are self-sustaining. This means your low-hanging fruit isn't static. It constantly regenerates and improves over time. Your constant refresh also ensures that your retargeting audience never runs out of high-quality, ready-to-buy customers. This is simple, it's stable, and it's scalable. It works even if you don't run aggressive cold traffic campaigns. It converts at the highest efficiency possible, and it allows you to scale without wasting money on unnecessary complexity. So now let me tell you what's the difference between broad retargeting and funnel-based pixel event style retargeting, because it's very important, especially on Facebook, but also just understanding consumer behavior. And I'll bet you haven't thought about this before, or if you have and you brought it up, nobody's giving you a straight answer. So that's what I'm here to do today. All right, let's get to it. Funnel-based retargeting chases people who already said no. Most cart abandoners and checkout droppers already decided not to buy. Your add to cart recovery rate is never 50%. Odds are the vast majority of people who abandon cart are never going to buy from you. Why are you using that as the core of your audience to sell to? That makes no sense. Broad retargeting still reaches the potential buyers, but without overpaying for people who have already moved on. Instead of forcing ads onto people who have left their cart, we let the system prioritize users who are still engaging with our brand across multiple touch points. This keeps CPMs lower because we aren't competing in high bid auctions for checkout abandoners. Remember, if somebody's abandoning cart on your site, they'll probably abandon cart on a couple of your competitors' sites too. And if people are focused on retargeting add to carts, if people are focused on funnel, pixel-based events, they're paying an extreme premium, and that person's probably getting spam from everybody. But here's what's really important. Let's say 10% of people who abandon cart are actually going to buy, and you get 100 abandoned carts out of 1,000 people that have been to your site or engaged with your content. You could spend all of your money on that 100 people where 90 of them will never buy. Or you could reach all 1,000 of those people that are interested, including the 10 who are going to buy. And you're going to do so way more efficiently for a lot less money. And that is very important because you might also get 12 or 13 sales instead of just the 10. And it costs you less to do it. The people we do reach are actively interested, meaning our ads have higher engagement and conversion rates. This tends to result in higher incremental lift from our ad spend because every dollar goes to people who actually want to buy, rather than chasing users who have already signaled that they have no interest at all. And broad retargeting equals lower CPMs and higher profitability. Ads reach people actively engaging, not those who have moved on. This means more sales, lower costs, and greater profitability. So with all that being said, now it's time to set up our broad retargeting campaigns. So we're going to focus on what's the best creative, writing copy that converts, and the best audiences to use. Let's start with the best creative. The creative for the ads in your broad retargeting campaigns should reinforce awareness and stay top of mind. Use assets with high brand recognition. Keep messaging consistent with what they've already seen to reinforce familiarity. And hook with short form video or GIFs that grab attention without needing explanation. And the honest truth is, it's a lot easier for a lot of folks to take the good ads and actually make them organic content and promote them, basically taking this entire process in reverse, than trying to figure it out from start to finish. But if you figure out how to make content that people want to see, using that in your ads will also work. You can go both ways. All right, that being said, let's get back to it. Show how you make their life better. Highlight real-world application, lifestyle shots, testimonials, or products in use. Address pain points and solutions and make it instantly clear how you help. And use social proof, reviews, or before and after results to validate your solution. Remember that these people already know who you are. They've probably already been to your website or engaged with your content. These people are aware of what's going on. The reason they haven't bought yet is either they don't have the need yet or they don't know if they should be able to trust your actual products. Let's overcome that objection with your content in your ads. They don't need to stop somebody's scroll and get them interested. We've already done that. They just need to get them over the hump so that they know they can trust you. And lastly, provide a clear next step to buy. Call out why now. This is offer urgency, limited stock, social proof, and seasonal tie-ins. Use a direct call to action that guides them back into the funnel, like see what's new or get yours now. And reduce friction. Show the price, benefits, and easy checkout options up front. Remember, we're no longer trying to run ads to trick people into buying from us. We just need to get people who are already interested to know that when they're ready to make the purchase, it should be from us. That's the barrier we're trying to overcome. These creatives remind, reinforce, and convert, keeping your brand top of mind while making the decision effortless and compelling. So now let's talk about how to write ads that convert and the copywriting that actually makes money. When you want to write copy that converts, we need to understand there are 3 things to focus on. First, the headline of your Facebook ad. This connects the creative to the offer. Remember that you only have 40 characters max. The headline should capture attention and drive clicks. Also remember that the headline is not shown on Instagram. So if you need the headline to win, remember that half of the places those ads will go, it won't show up. Next, we have our primary text. And this provides context and previews the landing page. So that you know when somebody sees an ad on Facebook, immediately the eye goes to the content. And then we look down to the headline and then up to the primary text. The purpose of the primary text is to be the connective tissues, the context for everything. And when somebody sees that primary text and it's what they see on the landing page, then the primary text that got that click is more likely to get that person that goes to the landing page to hit the add to cart button. Continuity matters. Also, keep in mind that primary text shows up to 125 characters before the see more appears. And above the fold matters most. But what's also really important here, quick fun hack, is that you can think of your primary text as the conversation. The stuff that shows above the see more can be the hello, and what happens below the see more can be the close. If there are really important details that you think somebody needs to see because that's what's gonna get them to be interested and go to your site, put it below the fold if it would potentially drive somebody away. This is the left, right? This is the jab, jab, hook, right? This is what we really need to be focused on. And one of the things that I used to do all the time back in the day is I would put a link to the Facebook group in the copy below the fold. So when somebody would read it, they'd be interested, see more, oh, hey, look, I can join the Facebook group for free to meet other people. Very cool. In fact, this strategy has helped me build communities of over 500,000 people for brands before. And what's great is that communities sell products. And to be fair, that's all we're really doing here anyway. So don't be shy in making that primary text a conversation. Lastly, let's talk strategy. You want to maintain continuity with the creative and the landing page. The voice in our content should match the brand or the customer. What's important here is that when somebody sees your ads, it should sound like you, or it should sound like them. If it sounds like anybody else, it ain't gonna do the job. It should sound like you if you are trying to be an authority. It should sound like them as the customer if they're trying to see themselves as somebody to buy from you. And the honest truth is, ads that do both, having one ad that does one job and one ad that does another, work very well together. Remember, it's not about finding the best ad. It's about finding a system that is stable and scalable and predictable so that you can grow your business and see the success that you deserve. And remember, do not sell to yourself. It's the single biggest mistake everybody makes. Now, let's talk about writing copy with AI. AI can feel fake and is easy to identify if not done right. I want you to focus on the business goal of the meta ad that you're running. Use your other marketing efforts as a source and use the words of your customers and pages that convert. Now, I've built a tool that you can use free 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The link is down in the description. It's on ChatGPT. It's called the 322 Method Ads Copywriter. And I've used this myself to build thousands of ads. And the brain behind the GPT is a whole bunch of ads from some of the best people in the business that have driven millions in dollars in sales. You don't need to be a good copywriter. I've basically gotten the world's best to do all the work for you for free. And in fact, I'm going to show you how it works right now. ChatGPT and hit this little search bar. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to ChatGPT and scroll on down to Explore GPTs and type in 322. And that should bring on up the 322 Method Ads Copywriter from Disruptor School. And yeah, 10,000 plus positive reviews. Like, this thing works. And if you notice when this comes up, it'll give you a couple of conversation starters. So what we're going to do today is we're going to just start with your LP and have a landing page be the source of our information. So the LP we're going to use today is actually my community on School. This is Disruptor Academy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the URL so that if somebody wants to join this, and as of the time of filming, we're at 177 people at $97 a month. By the way I've built this community is exclusively through the exact process that we're using today. And I'm going to share what the ad account looks like here in a little bit. And in a future course video, so subscribe so you don't miss it, I'm going to share every single step of the way and give you how I went from zero to over $10,000 a month in less than 30 days and used only the profits of the business to spend on the ads. You can do this. And I've actually used this exact GPT and this exact process that I'm going to show you to write the ads to get people to join the program. All right, that being said, let's keep going. So I've copied the URL for this, and we're going to go back to ChatGPT and we're going to pop in the URL. Boom. Now, it's going to ask us a couple of questions to make sure that we're on the same page and that it knows exactly what we're trying to do. Yeah, this is it. This is everything. Love it. Awesome. Please let me know which specific elements or aspects of Disruptor Academy you'd like to highlight in the ad copy. I want to talk about confidence and success. Awesome. Because that's really what we're trying to drive here. So got it. We're going to focus on these. Now, it's referencing the website as well as those points that I really want to highlight, and it's giving us ad copy headlines to use. Now, out of all of these, which ones do I like the most? I like number one, turn confusion into confidence. That's fantastic. And I think another one of these that I enjoy is the meta ads finally made simple, success starts here. So we're going to use this one and we're going to use that one. Fantastic. Now what it's going to do is reference that website and all of the information that it has. And it's going to build primary text for us to use. So when we go to build ads using the 322 method, it's done all of the hard work for us. And if we look here, we've gotten our two headlines that we like, and it's giving us primary text variations and letting us know what these principles are based on. So this one is pain, solution, success. This is authority and social proof. This is fast results. This is FOMO and scarcity, and simple and direct. And it says, now you need two primary texts to complete the 322 method ads. Pick your top two, or let me know if you'd like another batch. Let's use authority and social proof plus simple and direct. You know, I'm not necessarily a hard sales kind of guy, so that's really on brand for what we're doing. Now it's building out the ads for us so that we can copy and paste our way to success. And that's really what it's all about. Plus, it's also letting us know that we can use 3 different creatives, test them in the ad campaign to see what converts best, and optimize based on performance. It also says, hey, by the way, if you need to know more, there's a link here to a YouTube video so you can learn more about the 322 ad, which, hey, go ahead and use this. Click there if you want. And also, there's a link to sign up for our newsletter or join the academy. This is great. Thank you. That will work. All right. And if you go back and look at that copy, it doesn't seem very AI driven. Like, I'm going to read one off. Facebook ads don't have to be complicated. The system is proven. The results are real. Join Disruptor Academy today and finally master meta ads without the frustration. Did we say that we're going to delve into something? No, there are none of the keywords here. There's no crazy use of emojis or any of that other nonsense because it's using real world best-in-class copywriters as the source data. And it's going to make copy that sounds like our website because it's using that as the language profile, and that's how this all works. All right, now that we have our copy and we know what kind of content we should be focusing on, it's time to create our broad retargeting campaign. First, I want you to go to the Business Manager, click on the Create button, select the sales objective, and choose Manual. From there, we can set up our ad set by selecting the conversion location, selecting our data set, which is our pixel. We also can select the conversion event, which is probably going to be purchase, but might also be lead. We want to choose original audience, not the advantage audience, and then add the seed audiences from stage 1. The things that we built our lookalikes off of. So if you're noticing, basically what we're doing is saying, take the seed audience, build lookalikes of that seed audience, use that to promote our content, to grow our seed audience, and then sell to that seed audience. It's a compounding flywheel of growth. That's how this is all going to start working. And I hope it's really starting to click for you because it really is just this easy. So step number 2 is we want to add 322 ads. So first, what is a 322 ad? It's a structured way to build high-performing meta ads by leveraging Meta's machine learning to optimize creative elements effectively. They consist of 3 creatives, 2 headlines, and 2 primary texts. And I want you to focus on concepts so that all ads have congruency. And why should we use 322 ads? Because they rely on science and data instead of luck. These ads optimize for the best combination, and it speeds up creative testing and reduces false positives. It scales efficiently and eliminates ad fatigue. Now, if you want to know more about 322 ads, I'm going to link another video in the description down below, and it's the same one that's linked inside the GPT. So if you've already clicked on that one, they're the same, but just I'm trying to keep this video under 2 hours if we can help it. And there's a great video I've already made that you can check out, and I think you'll love it. So check that out if you want to know more about the 322, but trust me, this is the single best ad you can run on Facebook. I've been running them for years. The best people in the world, this is the platform they use, and you don't need to work any harder than that to be successful. Now, I promised that I was going to show you my ad account, so let's get to it. I'm going to share my screen right now, and we're going to walk through the impact that this has been able to have on me growing my business. And every single step of the way that I just showed you is what I'm doing. And this is how powerful it can be. So we're about $6,300 so far into this. And if we look down to the breakdown by week, we can see that I started promoting my content towards the end of October. All right. And then I've been promoting it at roughly a couple $100 max a week, not backbreaking, between $20 and $30 a day, which I've scaled up because things have worked for me. This is my engagement campaign, everything that we talked about. So now let's take a look at what happened in the first 30 days of this conversion campaign. We went from 139 to 305, 485, 1,250, and then nearly $600 in just a couple of days, which obviously is going to outpace that. Now, what we notice here, according to our 4PI analysis, is that our frequency went up and then kind of leveled off. Awesome, even though we tripled the budget. And our CPMs did get a little bit higher. That's okay. Well, look, we're selling an info product and we're running static creative to an audience that is small. I don't expect $8 CPMs, but our cost per result, more or less pegged. In this last little bit, it looked bad. I'll tell you, you never trust the last couple of days when doing this last 30-day analysis because it always gives completely out of whack. And I will tell you that in this 30 days went from 0 to over 150 people paying $97 a month. Remember that your Facebook ads are not the only source of revenue, and attribution is not 100% accurate, nor is it inclusive of all the money you make. So what matters here, at the end of the day, it cost me $66 to make a sale, and my GPT on that was $94. Basically because I had a couple people spend a lot of money. But more importantly, if you look at these numbers, these are healthy, these are good. This is how it works. Now, I'm selling something that's $97 a month with a reoccurring revenue. But because I've built an audience around some singular version of what they should expect, when they get more than they've paid for, they're ready to come back for more. And that's why a lot of people who come into Disruptor Academy often upgrade to Inner Circle or the Facebook Ads MBA program. If you look at the $2,700 spent here and the $908 there, that's $3,600. In that time, I got paid by school over $10,000. Again, over 150 people at $97 a month. Now, some of them got in when it was only 50, and some paid for a full year in advance. It's not all exactly one-to-one with 97, but I hope you're hearing what's happening. Also, I've made over $20,000 by people upgrading to Inner Circle, Facebook Ads MBA program, and consulting calls. That's what this is about. I have a full business built around giving my audience what they want. And I have defined what that expectation should be by my content. Now, if you've ever seen my content on my Instagram, you will know that it's basically just B-roll of me with marketing advice. If you follow that account and you engage with it and you come to Disruptor School, you know exactly what to expect, which is why an otherwise really ugly ad crushes. Now, do you want to see what that ad looks like that has delivered me nearly a 10x return in the first 30 days? So if we go in here, you'll notice it's basically all this one. So let's dive into here. We're going to go to here. I had to change this ad because we changed the pricing. So, you know, that's fun. But this is basically the ad. Let me show you. Lock in before the price doubles, right? Nothing fancy, nothing special. And this is the creative. It doesn't even fit perfectly on the screen. Quite literally what I did is I took a picture with my phone of what it looked like on my laptop, and I tweeted it out and I took a screenshot of it. If you're following me and you didn't know this offer existed, this ad lets you know. I only need a couple of people a day for this thing to work. Now, I'm averaging about 5 new customers a day. Full transparency, it was a lot less when I started, and as I've been ramping up that budget, we've been getting more and more. I fully expect this to be $1 million business by the end of the year. There's no reason why I can't make this work, and this is how it works. Now, my process, school pays me out every Wednesday. So I take 30% of that revenue, divide it by 7, that's my new daily budget. That's how this works. You can 100% do this. I promise. I've done it over and over and over again for years. And you can do it right now. So there you have it, everything you need to know. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit like, subscribe to this channel. Any questions that you have, again, drop them in the comment section down below and share your wins. And if you want more help, remember that there is the QR code right here for the Disruptor Academy. Boom, I'm just gonna leave that on screen for a second. And from there, you'll be able to ask me questions every week and do a whole bunch of other things. That's our private community above and beyond this YouTube channel. And from there, a lot of folks join the Inner Circle, the Facebook Ads MBA program, like we've mentioned before. But anyway, there it is. That being said, if you're ready to go even deeper, take one more step down this rabbit hole, I made another video for you. It's right there. And I think you're gonna love it. I spent a lot of time and attention on this one, and I am super proud of it. So, check it out, and until next time, I'll see you on the internet. Bye!